which is the best era to model? Now, as modern day modelers, we are met with many choices about what to base our model railways on. Do we want a layout based in the 1930s, pre-grouping, perhaps something more modern image? Maybe you're a depot fan and you want to capture the inner workings of the railway, how the maintenance things all work. There's a lot to choose from. So why is it you always see the GWR Branchline as the pinnacle of what's to be modelled? I have a different approach to railway modelling, and there's nothing wrong with modelling a GWR Branchline. There's a lot of scope to it. They have a lot of potential in terms of not needing a great amount of space to put a lot of modelling material down on a very small baseboard. The Branchline terminus, for example, is almost ubiquitous with small space layouts. But I think there's another way. Let's have a look at it, shall we? Hiya boys and girls, welcome back to Iron Horse Railways. Now we're going to be having a look today at why I think there's better options out there for modelling than a GWR Branchline. Another GWR Branchline. Let's have a look at what makes a model railway interesting, shall we? You want good scenery, you want a good variety of rolling stock. It needs to be operationally fun as well for you, the actual user and builder of it. And of course, if you take it to exhibitions, people have got to be entertained by it. It's all very well running a model railway to the exact timetable as what happened on Tuesday the 27th of February in 1937 because it was raining and they had a reduced stock that day and everything else. But that means that people watching your layout are watching a steam engine idling as a water tower for 10 minutes before anything else moves. Not very entertaining. And if you're operating it, it can be quite boring and dull. So what other thing can we do for our modelling, for basing our prototype on, that's not another GWR Branchline or a countryside terminus? What can we do? Or another depot layout, which you just see the loco roll on and then go to a diesel point and roll off. Pretty much like what I've got here. A wagon repair depot, so there's a little bit more scope in terms of what can be had in terms of rolling stock coming on and off there. I've modelled before and I'll model again, and I am modelling again, preservation. Now I know there's kind of a little bit of a stigma revolving around those who choose to model preserve railway. Sorry, I have to move. The sun is coming through the window, a really awkward position. And it's blinding me, so that's good. Anyway, so modelling a preserve railway. Is it just an excuse to run whatever you want and play silly bollocks with trains and have any concoction you feel is appropriate to run, and you shouldn't be taken seriously as a railway modeller because you're not running to a timetable, you're not doing the rest of it, bollocks. Complete and utter yarballs, I say to you. Because you can run to a timetable when you run a preserve railway. You absolutely can, because the real ones, the real preserve railways out there, run to okay, it's a bit more relaxed, but they do run to a timetable. So you can do that. Okay, cool. Variety of rolling stock. This is where, Craig, you've not thought this through. You can only run things which are preserved. Yes, that's very true. If you want it to be a semi-authentic attempt at a preserve railway, certainly what I like to do is kind of along those lines, and I do want to move away from the whole I'm just playing trains thing, even though I am. But there's still a lot of variety in rolling stock, and the cool thing about it is you can quite happily have a knackered old brake van being pulled by a relatively brand new modern image diesel, like a class 69 for example, or a class 66, and then you've got people hanging out of the brake van on a brake van ride. There's a lot you can do and you don't need a lot of space to do it in. There's some really fun concepts out there in the preserve scene and on the preserve railways in the United Kingdom. There's a lot to be had in terms of inspiration. And I'm going to get a few video clips up today and we're going to talk about them, and I'm going to show you some of the what I think the most interesting and possibly a little bit mental trains that I've seen on preserve railways, and I'm directly responsible for me being inspired to wanting to run and model preserve railways. Now, of course, there's nothing wrong whatsoever with wanting to model a snapshot in history. That's absolutely fine, and there are some splendid layouts out there, so cool, that's great, but it's not for me. I want a bit more variety, and I like running old steam engines occasionally with older 4-axle vehicles or 2-axle vehicles alongside more modern things. So let's have a look, shall we, and see what inspiration we can garner from heritage railways. Ironhorse Railways is supported and sponsored by Sawyer Models of Lee, your one-stop shop for all things model railways, from scenery and scenic items all the way to electronics, decoders, tools, and of course the all-important locomotives and rolling stock to make your model railway truly spectacular. It even has a good range of paints and weathering materials to make your models really stand out and be something extra special. Plenty of range from modern image all the way to steam, TT120, N-scale, and of course the massive O-gauge too. So whatever you need, guys, do check Sawyer Models out online or in store or at one of the many shows they attend throughout the year up and down the country. And remember, guys, supporting Sawyer Models means you are supporting a small independent model railway store, which we need now more than ever. Alright, that was a very strong opening. Class 68 on what looks like teaks. Is it teaks? I'm not sure if they were teaks. People that know more about classic coaches, then please do feel free to correct me down in the comments there. I'm not sure what's going on with this light focus thing. Let me see if I can sort it out. So you've got classic rolling stock, brand spanking, fire new, up to the minute, DRS diesel pulling it. Now, of course, the Heritage Railway don't own that loco. But that's another cool thing I like about Heritage Railways is they borrow stuff from everyone else. Just like you borrowing a logo from your mate to run on your layout. It really is a good way of doing it, and it adds proper variety. So to any other regular diesel gala where you might just see 2 shunters and a couple of brake bands, all the way to something as amazing as a dedicated locomotive for freight and mainline passenger working. So that is really cool. First thing to see, very good. But what about more classic traction? Let's see what's in the archive. Was that a Deltic pulling a 3-coach train with goods train on the back of it? I think it was. That's a Deltic. There's some great Deltic models out there. Acura Scale is probably the best one on the market at the minute. If you want the DP1, I think Batman stood theirs, although Honda's got a 001 coming out very soon, which looks quite mighty, to be fair with you. But if you want to run a huge Napier diesel and you've not got a lot of room, I don't think you can do far wrong, really, in terms of variety. Having a nice big shiny blue Deltic with, was it 2 Mark 1s, a little parcel van that's been converted to passenger, I don't know, and then a con flat, and then a box flat, and then a brake rail on it. That is variety. All day long is that, and I think that is a fantastic thing to model, and it's the sort of thing that you would see on a train set. So why not? That's evidence for you. Perfectly reasonable and perfectly prototypical to run that shit on your model railway. Cool. Next video of nonsense, shall we? that the prototype HST being pulled by an S160. Okay, so wow, that is mental. I can't remember who makes the prototype HST in double O gauge at the minute, but wow, what a thing to have on a railway. So if you tried to model that on any other layout, that would be complete and utter horseshit. It would be completely inaccurate because that has never happened anywhere else in history. But Keithley, mad old Yorkshiremen that they are, thought, yeah, do you know what, Granville? Let's get yon HST and put it in front, behind, what's it called? Fucking S160, like, you know, and have it, pull it up till, and we'll stick Hoover on back of it as well, like, you know, the Hoover on back does, fucking, what? I'm sorry, but if you need any more convincing that modelling a preserved railway isn't a fantastic idea, then you're beyond help. I'm sorry, there really is. We live in a day and age where we have so many wonderful prototype models available to us in O, double O, and whatever, even TT120s gaining speed now with Helgen and everyone else in Hornby and things. So why would you not want to model a preserved railway? And it can look pretty much like however you want it to look. I am really excited about this. And every time someone is good enough to upload a video of a diesel gala or a steam gala or a mixed traction gala, I'm on it. And this is why I like going to preserved railways, because you can see this stuff firsthand. You can get right up close to them and look, and you can see all the details that you would miss on a video. The videos are great. The videos help get it to the masses and let people see for their own eyes, this thing actually happened. It's okay for you to model it. Really fantastic. So as you can see, folks, there's a lot to get excited about with preserved railways, and this is why it's so important to get out there and support them. They are an endless source of information and inspiration for your railway modelling, even if you don't necessarily model a preserved railway. And you don't even have to actually base your preserved railway on an actual preserved railway. I just take snapshots from various preserved railways around the country, and that all accumulates to my modelling. So we've got the wagon repair depot, but this is a wagon repair depot on a preserved line, so we get a little bit of modelling stock in there, and they'll axles and what have you. But also you've noticed the roundy, roomy baseboards up now. This is going to be a much larger preserved line, and it will still have a wagon repair depot on there and a loco shed on there for storing steam engines, diesels, what have you. I've got a loading area where we can have locos appear from other heritage railways, which is something which is often overlooked. And I'd like to have an area on the layout which would represent that. So there we are. And of course, big, huge thank you to everyone who's sent a super chat recently. Really good thank you to you guys. Names are on screen now. Again, you don't have to do this, so I really do appreciate it, folks. Thank you so much for it. It really is a warming of the old heart cockles. Now I just smashed my microphone then, I think I did. It really is warming and it's generous. So if you do feel like leaving a super chat, please, or super thanks, feel free, but you don't have to, obviously, it's fine. Don't forget as well, guys, that if you go into Kia Model World Live, Soil Models will be there, I will also be there, but they've also brought their team racing driver with them. Yes, Dan from their racing team is coming with a Scalextrics, I think it's Silverstone replica, and you get to race a real live racing driver at Scalextrics. I think he's even going to have the car there as well, which is really cool, proper racing, really good bit of kit. He's a champion too, by the way. He's not just like a also around, no, he is a proper up there racing champion. Now then, final thing this week, quite important. Let's sit down and chat, shall we? So, been a long time coming, and I think now is probably the right time to do this and bring it forward. So, I've had a long chat with Andy, Soil Models, and he's obviously the channel sponsor, very thankful for that. And I've spoken to many of my long-term subscribers as well. Many conversations have been had. And I think it's time now that we launch channel memberships. What does that mean for you at home? Well, simple as this. The content will never, ever, ever be hidden behind a paywall. Ever. Full stop. It will never, ever be hidden behind a paywall. And channel members will not get access to anything before people that watch it for free. No. The benefits of being a channel member, quite simple really. you can have yourself a lovely Iron Horse Railways little keychain. It's only a little 3D printed thing. Its intrinsic value is about 30p, but it's to show Sawyer Models, our good sponsor, who have agreed to do up to 10% discount off of items at their shows and in person as well. Now, I know you're thinking, well, I don't live anywhere near Sawyer Models, so it's not really a benefit to me. It actually is. Sawyer Models actually appear at dozens of shows throughout the year, all over the country. So there's a good chance you can get to them and you can have a rummage through their discount bins and get even more discount as well. I had a long conversation with Andy and we feel it's important that the folks out there are rewarded for loyalty. And this is a bit of that. Plus, the funds from the channel memberships will help support me, and times are hard for everyone, so please don't feel like you have to do this. It's fine. Always look after yourself first, guys. Number one is you, okay? But if you feel like being generous, then by all means do inquire. Send the email to the email address on screen now if you are interested in becoming a channel member, and I will send you a link where you can purchase a membership token. There's also going to be the option for lifetime memberships, which I've not fully ironed out yet. So the whole lifetime membership will be one and done, if you will. But other benefits of the Iron Horse Railways channel memberships will be, when I do eventually launch my range of 3D printed accessories from other railways, you can get 20% off those as well. I know it's great in it. They're not going to be that expensive to begin with either. So, you know, we're going to have buildings, we're going to have scenery, walling, all the little bits and pieces out there. And no, I'm not going to go like international superstar with this thing. No, it's just going to be exclusive to Sawyer Models. And if you want the bits and pieces, you can go buy them through their website or in the store or shows or whatever. And it also gives you discount on services, which I may be offering in the future. I've thought long and hard about this, and I am going to start offering weathering services again. There'll be 2 services I'll be offering. There'll be a weathering service for locomotives and rolling stock, and there'll be weathering courses. Now, I've done quite a few weathering courses throughout the years, so if you would like me to run a weathering course in person, then do get in touch and we can sort something out. But channel members would get discount off of that as well, 20% off the price. So if you want stuff weathering, have a go yourself, really do. It's not that hard, guys. I've got plenty of videos on here, and there's plenty of videos out there to show people how to do it. But if you still want it done for you, cool, happy to help out, give me a shout. But do bear in mind, slots for commissions are very, very limited. Cool, okay, right. Thanks for watching, folks. I'm off to go lie down. Take care, bye for now.